I'm going to go back. Homeboy had a question.
Oh, yes.
How do you deal with jealousy? I know understanding and communication is important, but there must be some. Sorry, kind of serious question. Now, to be honest, we've answered this question in different shows, and it's probably one of the two or three top questions that we ever get about swinging. And I'll give my answer, and you can give your answer. Okay?
Okay.
Um, we've always worked under the understanding between Alanna and I that having sex with other people is not cheating. Cheating is doing something behind the other person's back. And by following that rule, we separate emotional feelings and physical feelings pretty easily. Um, you know, I don't know how better to explain it than that. As long as you're being honest with your partner, and you understand that when you go in a place, you're going to be leaving with them at the end of the night, and you're there to have fun, not to pick somebody up, or you're not looking for a relationship. You're there to have, some wild sexual adventures. We've never had a problem there. So I'll let you pitch in your 2 cents.
Okay. Now, when we first we first started doing this, we met a couple online. I think she had a site. I'm not sure, but everything was cool. We had dinner first. Then we were gonna. I'm not even sure if we went to a club. We just got a room, but everything was all right. I wasn't feeling really good feelings from her at first, but we got a room. We all said, okay, we all feel comfortable with each other. Let's get a room. And we ended up, there were 2 beds. Seth and her got together and they played. And he and I, and it was all good. I mean, it was all good. We had our fun. But then on the ride home, this is where, I ran into a problem where I guess she had given him a "I love you" look, and that's not what you do. And I almost stopped us from doing any more swinging, but then we had a lot of talking. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool. So,
Go ahead.
okay, and I don't know how much you wanted me to say, but so just remember, it's just all in fun, and to remember that, and definitely to communicate. And
I think a lot of people go into swinging without really thinking things through first. And if you don't communicate and you don't discuss ahead of time how you're going to handle certain things, you're going to run into problems. We've been to parties, we've been to clubs where there's been a bad scene where, a couple is there and somebody does something that the other one doesn't want them to do, and next thing you know, they're fighting, and well, that's not fun for anybody.
No.
That ruins the mood really quick. As Nilu says, you have to be adult enough to handle that kind of stuff, and if you're not prepared, it really can cause a lot of problems. The Dr. Seth Show. I like that, Rob.
yeah, that is great. I like that.
All right, now I'm going to go one small step beyond that.
Okay.
And make it a little more uncomfortable. When Alanna and I have been swinging and or shooting porn for our websites, any of that stuff, we have not had any problems whatsoever. Let's be honest. Alanna gets guys who are just obsessed with her. That's a lot for me to deal with sometimes. On at least one occasion, I had my own stalker who was just, she was a trip. We used to do another show called Penis or Plastic, and her guy would come over and hang out at our place and watch the show. And yeah, she got a little fixated on me. And it gets uncomfortable when things go from just a physical thing to having some sort of emotional attachment to it. And we handled it. We we dealt with it. And I'll be honest, Alanna and I do not have a perfect relationship in any way, shape, or form. We're here talking about swinging and our sex life, and we're very, very open about our sex life. But our relationship started out where she was engaged to somebody else and cheating on him. I was married to somebody else and cheating on her. And things have happened during our marriage where we've had problems. So we've seen every dimension of relationships and how sex and different areas of sex affect that. And but when it comes to swinging, we've always lived by the rule that what we do in front of each other, and that's different for different people. Some people like to go in different rooms if they're swinging. We've always done things in front of each other. It turns me on to see her have fun with other people. It turns her on to see me having fun with people. So that's how we've always treated it, and because we've never had a problem in that area, that's what we recommend.
Very well put. Very well put.
The Dr. Seth Show.
You seriously, I can already picture you having like a shirt with everything.
Well, Matt, I think marriage is a lot of work and patience regardless of whether you swing or not.
That's true. That's absolutely true.